Hello, beautiful people!
Good day, Charm.
Good day, Dane. You're listening to
Debunkers Podcast. So, this episode generally tackles the rapid dissemination of false information,
On
particularly
social
on
media.
social media. Yes. An interesting topic to discuss. So, to start our session, I have some observation in the past month.
Yeah.
I noticed that most people in today's era, Charm, are social media enthusiasts. And
I agree.
and we sometimes tend to forget the reason or the real essence of socialization, which is the main aim of these platforms,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, that's true. And we apparently overlook information that seems misleading to what is
Yes.
the truth, diba? By being unaware with our actions, right?
Yes, that's true. I agree. However, we cannot blame those who share false information because I believe there are several reasons and factors behind those actions.
Yeah, even I can attest to that. And as a young adult of this community, Dane, are you once a victim of false information?
Of course. Of course, I do not deny the fact that I was once a victim of false information. And I guess we've all been there, young and naive.
You're right, Dane. No one is safe with false information,
Yes.
posted online. Because I, too, cannot deny the fact that we all have been there.
Yes.
Yeah.
I couldn't agree more with you. Since the time immemorial, we've been social media butterflies.
Yeah. Speaking of social media butterfly and a young and naive, as a grown woman now, how does
Yeah.
it affect you professionally and personally?
Wow. What a question. So, for me, it really has a big impact on my personal and professional life, Charm. Because personally, false information affects our views,
Yeah.
our perceptions of everything.
Our
And-
integrity, diba?
Yes, and our integrity, and as an individual who is striving to have a better future, I believe that false information really has a big impact personally on my personal life. So in a professional manner, my name will be at stake when I accidentally or unintentionally share something that is not true on
Yeah,
my
yeah.
social media accounts.
I get your point,
Yes.
Dane.
And I feel like people will be doubting my intellectual capacity after that.
True. A lot of people will always be
Judge.
that judger.
Yeah.
As a grown woman, it affects me both professionally and personally because it attacks my mental health. Then it
Yeah,
really
you're right.
affects my mental health. It gives me the urge to be responsible for what I share and absorb in my mind because I believe in this saying that what you choose to believe in will be your truth, and I would want my truth to be based on facts, Dane.
Yeah, I like that. I like how you say it, that what you choose to believe in
Will
will identify
identify
your
your
truth.
truth.
And I
Yeah.
guess we can apply that to everything that we do in our life.
Yeah, I agree. Even in a little actions that we do, every little decision that we do,
It's kind of difficult to maintain a reputation in social media platform, Charm, because people will have their own perspectives and judgment.
we all have.
Yes.
Yeah. So we should always understand that people have a diverse minds. So we should make ourselves versatile or
Yes.
adaptive, diba?
Yes. As what you have said, social media world is very diverse. And I guess people as young as 8 years old know how to use social media.
Yeah.
Diba? And whatever we do or let them see will affect our lives personally and professionally.
That's true. So, my question for you is, how do you find out that a certain context or post bears false information, Dane? Because, as you can see, in every social media platform,
Yes.
we people are being sarcastic and fond of memes. Do you agree with that?
Yes. Because
And
yes. Yes,
and
you may
users with no idea of digital media literacy will think that it's true.
For me personally, I have techniques. Although I do not say that I'm not a fond of memes in social media because it really entertains me, and
Yeah.
sometimes it gets too far.
Mm-mm.
But I have techniques actually. Whenever I see context that people made fun of or they seem well persuaded, I double checked it through analyzing the context.
It's graphic, no?
Yes,
Yeah,
the
me
graphic,
too.
because sometimes the graphic and the context of that information or post is contrasting to one another.
Obviously, a fake news.
Yeah. It's just to hook your attention.
Yeah.
And I believe not all that is legit. And I always search it on different platforms, not just sticking to one platform.
Mm-mm.
I always practice charm, checking information I see on one platform and search it to another platform so I can
Wow.
identify that information is legit in a
Yeah.
sense of fact.
No?
Yeah.
It's to just double check it.
Mm-mm.
It's very important that to deliberately check the sources and context of the information before sharing it with other people. But I believe not all that is legit in the sense of media engagement should be shared,
Yes, I agree. I get your point. And some information is sometimes better left unshared.
You know?
Talaga. So, moving forward, what are the actions that we need to do to stop someone from spreading false information?
Okay, so on my own personal experience, we should simply debunk the source of the false information, Dane.
Yes.
Hand them with facts, but do not make them feel less of themselves because they shared false information, diba? We should also be responsible or kanang careful with our
Yes.
words.
Yes. Do not trigger pod hate or do
Yeah.
not intend to break relationship or
Yeah.
cause chaos in social media.
It's because they share false information. You can always talk to them kindly, diba?
Yeah. And we should really practice being affectionate, compassionate
Yeah.
to one another, not just in social media,
Yeah.
but in personal, matter.
Engagement.
Yes.
It cost us zero, man, to be kind
Yes.
anytime.
So for me, in fighting against false information, I have an acronym for that, and I call it
Wow.
FAKE. Yes, an acronym.
Yan.
So I can remember it from time to time. So F is to fact check before sharing.
Mm-mm.
A is to assess the caution rather than emotion.
Mm-mm.
K is to know the agenda of the context. And lastly, E is to examine the
Wow.
source. Yes.
What a witty idea of yours. They
Of course.
fake. Fact check, assess, know the context, and
Examine
examine
the
the source.
source.
Wow!
Fake.
Fake.
I know, right? So this time, I want I want to hear your opinion, Charm, on what do you think are the reasons as to why some people spread or practice false
False information.
information.
Yeah. In my own opinion, Dane, people with no digital media literacy are more likely to become victims of false
I
information
agree, yes,
because
definitely yes.
I could attest to this. I was once ignorant of it. That is why whenever I look back on it, I feel sad about myself and I feel sad about others, you know?
Yes. Because sometimes we put we put ourselves on their shoes and we feel like, oh, it's bad to to act like that, and do this and do that. And I also believe that people do not intend to share illegitimate information coming from fake sources. I strongly believe that it's just that they are unaware of how legitimate information is shared objectively and properly.
Yeah, I know. That is why we are here to correct them, you know, by disproving their claims and to always make them feel that they are corrected not because they are merely wrong. They are corrected objectively with the purpose of just sharing what is fact, diba?
Yes. It's nice, Charm, to be objective rather than subjective.
Yeah.
Yes. So to young adults out there, I have takeaways in this discussion for you. Do not settle for a single source. Look for other sources that can justify the
Yeah.
information you have discovered.
Yeah.
Yes.
My point
Be
too.
a responsible social media user, because what you allow to happen today will manifest to your future generations.
And also, to young adults out there, by being a responsible netizen, you must not be frightened to correct others and help them identify right from wrong.
Yeah, perfectly said, Charm. Perfectly said. It's nice to have discussions like this that we can not only relate to but ponder.
Yeah, exactly. And to wrap up our discussions in today's episode, Dane, it's sad, but we need to wrap this up. What are your takeaways?
Well, time is short. It's easy to agree to the information that is presented to you online rather than verify and become reasonable.
Wow.
However, there are consequences by doing that. The threats that it may incur will forever affect your life and the life of your future generations.
Wow.
So, before sharing anything online, you have to think critically, investigate, and be aware of your impact.
Wow, I agree. So
Cheers
my
to
greatest
me.
takeaway in this topic, Dane, is related to my own mantra, which is to
And?
always be sensitive and
Aw.
accountable to what I say, I share, and I
Yes.
absorb, because
Beautiful.
there is no one who will be affected greatly by my actions and decisions but me alone.
Yes. I feel you. So, this brings us to the end of our podcast, and see you on the next episode, Debunkers.
Oh, together, let's fight against false information.
This is a Debunkers podcast.
Be vigilant.
Be wise and think fact. Bye!